Neste segundo bloco acerca do testemunho do Dr. Peter McCullough, ele ressalta que não houve qualquer esforço dos órgãos governamentais, federal ou estadual dos Estados Unidos para tentar diminuir as hospitalizações. Não foi dado nenhuma prioridade aos pacientes doentes naquele momento. O foco estava todo à espera de uma vacina. Dr. Peter relata que em seu segundo artigo, conjuntamente com outros 57 autores, utilizou drogas para afetar a replicação viral, juntamente com corticosteroides e drogas anti-inflamatórias, a exemplo, colchicina. Essa droga, em um estudo de alta qualidade, comprovou uma redução de 50% na mortalidade. E adivinhe, nenhuma palavra acerca disso nos meios de comunicação de massa. Nada. Zero. Ele também questiona o fato das estações de notícias, locais ou nacional dos Estados Unidos, ter silenciado qualquer informação ou atualização sobre tratamentos que poderiam ser feitos em casa, bem como sobre o que fazer quando receber o diagnóstico sobre Covid-19. Como essas informações foram silenciadas, não é de se estranhar que foi um fracasso completo e total as medidas adotadas no Texas. Por que não foi designado um grupo de médicos com o objetivo de parar as hospitalizações? Por que não havia médicos que realmente tratassem os pacientes? Essas são algumas das indagações que o Dr. Peter McCullough fez aos membros do comitê. O Dr. Peter afirma ainda que é uma farsa completa e total ter uma doença fatal e não tratá-la, e que as únicas publicações da literatura, revista por pares, que dizem aos médicos como tratar pacientes com Covid-19 com base no apoio de informação científica são seus 2 artigos que ele publicou com a ajuda do Dr. Urso. Esses guias têm a finalidade, segundo suas palavras, dar às pessoas a meia oportunidade de procurarem acerca de informação para tratamentos caseiros para o Covid-19. E ele finaliza: não houve um único esforço de colaboração em grupo com a finalidade de parar as hospitalizações. Ninguém pensou sobre isso?
Nobody even kind of thought about it. Where's the focus? There's such a focus on the vaccine. Where's the focus on people sick right now? This committee ought to know where all these monoclonal antibodies are. They ought to know where all the treatment protocols are. They ought to have a list of the treatment centers in Texas that actually treat patients with COVID-19. So I led the initiative. The second paper was published in a dedicated issue of Reviews in Cardiovascular Medicine. Now I had 57 authors, including Dr. Urso, Dr. Emmanuel, lead doctors in Houston, San Antonio, all over. And it was another worldwide paper, and now we have it updated, integrated. So yes, we use drugs to affect viral replication. The antibodies are terrific. We can use intracellular anti-infectives in that box. We use corticosteroids and inflammatory drugs. The best anti-inflammatory drug is colchicine. You've probably never heard about it. In the largest, highest quality randomized trial, over 4,000 patients, double-blind randomized placebo-controlled trial, there's a 50% reduction in mortality. No word of it. None. Complete block to anybody, colchicine. How can that be? How can that be? And then the most deadly part of the viral infection is thrombosis. So I have always treated my patients with something to treat the virus, something to treat the inflammation, and something to treat thrombosis, just as Dr. Urso had. And I have very, very sick patients, and I've lost 2. But I have to tell you, what has gone on has been beyond belief. How many of you have turned on a local news station or a national cable news station and ever gotten an update on treatment at home? How many of you have ever gotten a single word about what to do when you get handed the diagnosis of COVID-19? No wonder. That is a complete and total failure at every level. Okay, let's take the White House. How come we didn't have a panel of doctors assigned to put all their efforts and stop these hospitalizations? Why don't we have doctors who actually treated patients get together in a group and every week give us an update? Why didn't we have that? Why didn't we have that at the state level? Zero. Why don't we have any reports about how many patients were treated and spared hospitalizations? I listened to 6 hours of testimony today. Zero. We have a complete and total blank spot on treatment. It is a blanking phenomenon. At least in the United States, there's some heroes. Now, the American Society of Physicians and Surgeons took the lead. They're the group. They've identified 35 treatment centers in Texas. They know who they are. They have emergency hotlines. They helped Dr. Hall put together this very brief pamphlet, but there's more an extensive one. We can pass it around to everyone that at least gives people half a chance to find out about information, okay? This is a complete and total travesty to have a fatal disease and not treat it. Now, the National Institutes of Health and the Infectious Disease Society of America started putting out guidelines in the treatment of COVID-19, and to this date, they nearly exclusively deal with the hospitalized patient. The two papers that I have published as the lead author and supported by wonderful people by Dr. Urso are the only publications in the peer-reviewed literature that tell doctors how to treat COVID-19 as an outpatient based on the support of scientific information. The only two. The home treatment guide by the American Physicians and Surgeons is the only source of information available to patients how to treat COVID-19 at home. The only source. So what can be done right here, right now? There's going to be more people that die in Texas, and it's an absolute tragedy. How about tomorrow? Let's have a law that says there's not a single result given out without a treatment guide and without a hotline of how to get into research. Let's put a staffer on this and find out all the research available in Texas, and let's not have a single person go home with a test result with their fatal diagnosis, sitting at home, going into 2 weeks of despair before they succumb to hospitalization and death. It is unimaginable in America that we can have such a complete and total blind spot. I blame the doctors for not stepping up. Where was the medical society stepping up and putting effort on this? How about from the federal and state agencies? There never was a single bit of group collaborative effort to stop the hospitalizations. Nobody even kind of thought about it.